We're going to go ahead and move forward with this rhetoric that we're hearing from multiple people about why they're leaving content creation, or they're not doing any freelancing anymore and they decide to go back to the 9 to 5. And this one is about 1 million views on YouTube and broke. Here's why. Now, I haven't seen any of these videos that I'm reacting to, so yeah, I wonder what she's going to have to say about this. So let's go ahead and pull that up right now. All right, let's go. Oh, this is giving credit. This video will be linked in the description.
At the time of this recording, I have over 6,000 subscribers and more than 1 million views on another channel called Bliss Home and Life. And it may sound impressive, but for the most part, it's not. What it has done, though, it has given me the opportunity to learn what works on YouTube and what doesn't, what burns you out and what blocks you from showing up fully. If I could go back and give myself advice before I ever uploaded my very first YouTube video so that I could create more impact and that I could make more money faster, this is exactly what I would say. But before I share that, I want to talk about the two paths that are possible on YouTube. There is the path of YouTube content creation.
Fair use. I got to stop every like 60 seconds or so just to say fair use so YouTube doesn't flag the video. Let's keep going.
Which is actually the path I took on that channel. And then there's another path that is business owner using YouTube to connect with their potential leads and to be able to serve and offer products and services and really help them with a problem.
Okay, right off the bat, like I said, I haven't seen the video, but I agree that those are two paths, but they're not necessarily diverging. You can be a YouTube content creator and be structuring your content to be a business owner too, so that you're feeding YouTube algorithm and you're providing free content for those who want to consume it, but you also have the right links and call to actions in place to generate leads for your business. So they're not two diverging paths. I'm wondering why she's presenting it like that. If anything, they really should be on the same path if you set it up right. Let's hear what she has to say.
Back when I started Bliss Home and Life, I did not know the difference between the two. And I really wanted to share a deep message that creativity, going out in the garden, planting some plants, painting some furniture or room in my home and really keeping up with it and making my surrounding environment beautiful helped me with my mental health and helped me cope with all sorts of situations that I was going through at the time. So I really had a deep message that I wanted to share with the world. However, I got trapped into doing how-to videos because that's what I thought I was supposed to do. And
I think I see where this is going. So there's a sector of YouTube where there's a lot of view potential. That's the how-to videos, the do-it-yourself category, and any kind of tutorial videos. And if you build a channel based on that, I see why she talks about the two paths. Because my financial anatomy channel is like this. Even though I do talk about personal finance content on there, the channel greatly grew because I was doing tutorials for like Cash App, how to sign up, how to do certain things. Same goes for the investing apps like M1 Finance, Webull, and then later I started talking about the credit cards. But this is how-to content. So if you don't pull this off the right way, people will tune in and figure out how they need to do whatever they clicked on the video for. Like, okay, I figured out how to sign up for Cash App. Okay, I'm good. And then they leave and never come back. And even if you know what you're doing, it's real hard to get that audience to stay and invest in you because all they wanted was the information they needed to how to do something. That's why, to some degree, that's why this channel exists, the Side Hustle Society, because like I don't put this type of content on financial anatomy because I know it's not going to do anything. That's a tutorial channel greatly for the most part. And content that I'll just go ahead and say that's really going to serve people and help them get results is more so put on this channel because that's what this channel is geared towards. So I see what problems she's probably going to have. But let's go ahead and get into it. And then I'm going to share what can be done about it.
I was really passionate about that. I actually started creating videos that I really loved about subjects that I loved. This is a pistache tree. Look at the interest of the leaves. So it's just now, let me turn the camera. It's just now turning color. Passion was definitely there. At one point, I have to tell you that I realized, oh, no, this isn't a how-to channel. I don't just want to talk about how-to. I actually made several videos that had deep connections, messages like, what is the deeper purpose in life? We don't know the day or the hour. Before my brother died, I had told him, I said, you know what, Manny? I want to create a YouTube channel. And he said, just do it. You don't need me. Just do it. Just freaking do it. Like, stop talking about it and do it.
Did she start uploading videos where essentially she started treating her audience kind of like a therapist? When the audience isn't invested in her, they just want to know how to do something. Let's see.
I made numerous attempts to pivot my channel to something more meaningful. I really wanted to help people overcome some of the emotional blockages and some of the struggles and things that I had been going through in life. But because I was making videos about how to plant a Chinese pistache tree, how to clean a fence, how to plant privacy trees, I steered my channel in a completely different way, and I had a very difficult time coming back to that deeper message. And I could tell my audience was all over the place. I had all kinds of age groups. I had all kinds of, oh my gosh, the profile of my viewer was so random. It was very hard to know who I was really speaking to. So with
Okay, y'all. I'm gonna go into full rant mode. Nothing against her personally, because she's more of an avatar. A lot of creators make this problem. It's fine if you're gonna do this YouTube thing. Chances are you are a creative person, and what you want to do may shift from time to time, but you also don't want to abandon the audience that you developed, and you want to continue to serve them. Creators are so goddamn scared of just starting another channel. Look, everyone knows I have 4 channels. There's the Side Hustle Society. You're watching it right now. There's the podcast for the Side Hustle Society podcast channel. There's Financial Anatomy, the tutorial channel I was told you about. Then there's another channel called the Veggie Outers. That's something I do more locally. And the purpose of that isn't really so much to make money, so I'm not going to really talk about that heavily. But my point is, I know exactly what she's talking about. Like, y'all know, gurus of this channel know that the Side Hustler Society, at first it was called the Uber Lifestyle. It was changed to the App Lifestyle. Then it was changed to the Side Hustler Society. But initially, I was uploading personal content. Well, this started off with the gig economy. That's the content that I made. So the Uber and the Uber Eats content. And I wanted to make personal finance content, but when I uploaded it, like I would upload a video about Uber or Uber Eats, particularly Uber Eats, and that would get like 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 views. And then I would upload a video about how to save properly or how to categorize your monthly expenses, or even how to do certain things with apps, like how to invest using M1 Finance. And we get like 90 views, 150 views over like 2, 3, 4 weeks. So what I did was I just made another channel, and I put all that stuff on the Financial Anatomy channel, and that channel grew much bigger than the Side Hustle Society, the one we're on right now. You can't be scared to just build another channel. I get it. People don't want to go through the whole monetization thing and getting to 4,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers, but then you end up with a situation like this. So if you're not going to put it on another channel, putting that content on here, your main channel, is going to assassinate that channel's growth. And then YouTube itself won't even know how to categorize your channel. So if they don't know who to serve your videos to, the channel gradually dies. Let's hear what else she has to say.
With all that context, my very first advice, choose the path of business owner, because the path of YouTube content creator is so competitive and it is so saturated with people that are amazing content creators. And I'm not saying I'm not.
Okay, I'm going to disagree with that. Amazing content creators? I need a soundboard. A lot of the content on this platform is freaking trash. It is not saturated with amazing content creators. It's saturated with low quality or average content. Just don't be average. Excel in some form or fashion, and you can carve yourself a nice little niche. I disagree that it's saturated with amazing content creators. It is saturated with creators, but they're not of quality, I would say, in terms of content production and just putting information out there and serving their audience. Let's keep going.
Not a good content creator. I think I have a knack here and there to talk. What makes more sense and is way more sustainable is to choose the path of business owner if you want to make money on YouTube. And when you look at it in that path, you're going to have a completely different strategy, because then you're going to focus on your audience. You're not going to create about what you're passionate about. You're really going to create what they really want and need to solve an important problem that they have, and you have overcome that and you have a solution for them. That is such a completely different strategy. So that is lesson number 2. Build your audience first. Focus on your ideal avatar, the ideal viewer and the ideal client that you would like to have, and speak to them. Speak to one person that you could possibly help and change their life in some way that would make such a big impact on them. Do not chase views and do not chase the algorithm. When you're looking for that perfect video, that perfect title idea, that video that could go viral, you're losing sight of your ideal viewer. You are not creating for them. You're creating for the algorithm. This is a brand new channel, and if you haven't noticed this,
I'm not gonna say that she's wrong. I want to expand on what she's saying. There's a little more to it than that. So what she said is true, but once again, there's a way you can do both, but it requires you to actually do some research. So if you've identified your desired customer avatar. If you cross-reference it with YouTube, with research done in Google Trends and YouTube search engine, there are plugins like TubeBuddy and vidIQ that can help you with that. You'll be able to identify trends that your customer avatar is going to be watching or involved in. And if you make content about that, you can ride that trend, get some decent views. And of course, you'll be in front of your customer avatar that you want. And these will be the people most likely to work with you. Now, I do think that what she said about the business owner, that needs to take priority, but the algorithm should be secondary. It shouldn't just be out of the equation. That means you need to always be doing research on like what are trending events in your industry by looking at Google Trends, looking at the YouTube search data. There's actually plenty of data in the YouTube Studio back office now that you can use, and use the plugins like TubeBuddy and vidIQ. Shameless plug, but if you want to try out TubeBuddy, you can actually click on the link in the description, and you can try out TubeBuddy. But I just wanted to comment on that. Let's keep going.
This is the very first video on that channel, and it has 0 subscribers, 0 views, and you are watching it in real time as I'm going to be growing it in a totally different way with a different strategy and a different path. The third piece of advice that I would give myself is it's very difficult to rely completely on YouTube and Google AdSense to be able to count on any revenue.
I couldn't agree more. Y'all already know my whole story with the YouTube invalid traffic glitch and how it slashed my ad revenue by 60%, which in my case, it was very annoying, but I hadn't relied on YouTube ad revenue. I had other revenue from other sources. I had my rental properties on the Airbnb, at the product sales that were coming in, book sales. So it was more annoying than anything, but that was about like $1,500 per month. It got slashed to like $500 per month. And eventually they did fix it and whatnot, but it's just like that was the case for a whole like 10 months. Y'all want to know more about that? I'll leave a link to the video that explained what was going on in the description. I couldn't agree more with her though. In fact, I'm actually kind of mentally conditioned to use the YouTube ad revenue and see it as an advertising budget for my products. Like, look, your job every single month is to get rid of that stuff or save it at the end of the year and throw it to the government for taxes. Like, don't do anything else with it because it can vanish.
Think that relying on Google AdSense is going to be the way to go. Oh boy. do I have some surprises for you. I originally started thinking, I want to get monetized. I really want to make money on YouTube. And I think I'm supposed to get brand deals and affiliates. And so I'm supposed to get a lot of views and a lot of subscribers. And then that way I can, talk to brands and say, hey, I've got something here. You want to advertise with me? If you do that, that is possible. And there are people making money like that. I know YouTubers who do make money like that. That is one path. But if you really want to make money that you have control over, what I mean is Google AdSense controls everything. They control who they promote your video to, what type of advertisers they have, and how much they pay you for the cost per mil. You don't have much control over how many people see it, how many people watch the videos. It is so difficult to predict because there's so many variables to that. So for me, it's about my audience. It's about the people that are watching. It's about you. If you're watching this video, I want to help you. Whoever is watching this video who's like, yes, I think she can help me because she's made all those mistakes and she's figured it out.
Good for her. Props for her putting her audience first, and for making this video, because she's just kind of sharing her journey and hoping that the audience can learn something from it. But yeah, props to her.
Well, that's who I would serve. And the same for you. Figure out exactly what your story is and really connect with that audience. It'd be good if in your videos, for example, you did ask them. You said, hey, what is your biggest frustration? What is keeping you up at night? What are you really wanting to achieve that's been really difficult for you? I'd love to know. Just asking them that. And by the way, I am asking you that. What is your biggest frustration? I would love to know that. Drop that in the comments below, because that is exactly how I get to learn how I can help you and serve you better. Here's another total fallacy to my other channel. The advice to myself is this: keep it simple. Oh my gosh. Simplicity trumps perfection. In my other channel, I chose topics that were so complicated and I had such a high production time, meaning that I was doing DIY projects that were complicated, were expensive, and it took me a long time to create. Plus, then I was also wanting to film, edit, and post a video. So from beginning to end, it could take at least a week, and sometimes it took more than a week. This was the real quick path to burnout. Extend a concrete slab, or how?
I wasn't expecting that effect. It kind of caught me off guard. Yeah. I can personally say, especially if you're in the information business, now if you're in the entertainment niche, you kind of got to keep increasing your production to a certain level, because that's what the audience expects, because they're being entertained. But if you're in the information niche, which she is, what I mean by that, you're making this video because someone needs to know how to do something, or they need a particular outcome in their life, and the information or coaching or whatever is the missing link that they don't have. You're in the information business. You don't have to be saturated with the highest quality in your niche necessarily. It just needs to be adequate and satisfactory. Make sure you have good audio. That's the one thing you can't skip out on. But the thing is, investing $300 in your audio setup, and you're pretty much good to go. As far as the visual quality, most people, including me, start with the cell phone. I mean, especially nowadays, nothing wrong with starting with the phone. And provided that your presentation is pretty good, you know how to talk, stuff like that, that's really all you need. And when you realize that, it is very, I guess, mentally and emotionally liberating. And just know that you don't have to be all the way up here to serve your audience, because they really need the information and your perspective on certain things. So yeah, definitely good that she brought that up.
We did that over the weekend, and any tips that I have that might help you in case you want to do the same. This concrete slab now makes way more sense than before, and it's the beginning of an outdoor kitchen that I have in my mind. I'm pivoting now for strategy because I have a completely different understanding about YouTube, but there was a point that I quit on my other channel simply because I was so burnt out and overwhelmed by negative emotion and negative thoughts. That is not happening to me anymore. So I know what my goals are with my business, and I have totally different goals, by the way. And what I have learned is the people that are making the most money on YouTube are keeping it simple. This is why now I am doing videos like this where they're not overly complicated. I can create a video now in 1 day, and that is, well, I can 2 days. Maybe I'll script it and then I actually get on here and talk on the camera and I will edit it. And I do that on my phone. People think I'm crazy, but I actually like doing that because I travel a lot and I do edit on my phone. I film, edit, and I do everything on my phone. And I probably do need glasses because of that. And getting older, I don't know. just scribble this part.
Okay, so I think that's a good stopping place for this video in particular. But yeah. So in general, I think I said everything that I need to say. Meanwhile, I do need to ask y'all again, give this video a thumbs up. Very much appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new. This reaction format, we're definitely going to be doing this going forward for the Money Mondays. And of course, the two things I just mentioned helps your boy out a lot. And be sure to check her out, The Limitless with Cynthia. This video will be linked in the description, so give her a sub. I'm sure her other channel is linked on her channel page too. And yeah, we'll go ahead and move on to the next video. This one is called Going Back to Nursing, Influencing is Dying. And we're making the assumption that influencing is just, she means like being an influencer is dying. So this is by Dominique A. She has 460,000 subscribers. So she's doing pretty well. So I'm real curious to see like why is influencing dying? What she got to say?
I can have everything at my reach. So I got an email this weekend from a company. Obviously I have some hair videos to do. Let me restart this. You guys know I've been on here for about 15 years, right? My channel started in 20.
So she's an OG YouTuber. Okay. YouTube wise, she's older than me. I've been on here since 2017 in the capacity that I am right now. That's when the Side Hustle Society was started, back when it was called the Uber Lifestyle. So props for being on so long. She went through like the apocalypse and all that stuff. Let's go and hear what she has to say. Maybe she's just burned out of this, because it is possible to get burned out of something.
2029. Wow. Oh, wow. My channel started in 2009, and in 2009 I started the channel just to like comment, because I think you needed to create a channel just to leave comments and stuff like that, or like, to have conversations with people. So I started the channel in 2009. Why am I having such a difficult time saying that? Kind of weird, creepy at the same time too. So I started the channel in 2009, and around that time, again, like I said, this in every video, there wasn't that many people doing hair videos. There was a couple of girls doing it. I slid in there at the right time. And I guess you can consider me one of the OGs as well. I wouldn't consider myself as like the beginners, but I definitely came in at the right time. Now, y'all know I've been doing hair influencing for years now. Like that's kind of been like my bread and butter on here. I'll be honest with you guys, like as a hair influencer and as someone that's been on YouTube for this long, my bread and butter comes from third-party revenue or sponsorships. It's been like that for me since day one.
Okay. So for the most part, she's saying the YouTube ad revenue is not reliable. Well, she wasn't the only one that said that. Didn't the woman that we just reacted to say the same thing? And I've said the same thing. So here's confirmation number 3.
Well, not really. Like Google AdSense checks, they be good. There was a point on YouTube land where Google AdSense checks were really, really good. Like, and I mean really, really good. Like in the beginning, the prime, until they started trying to switch everything up, platform became oversaturated. So you kind of get lost in the algorithm. So I'm going to be honest, as an influencer myself, my bread and butter is sponsorships. Like I'm not checking for no Google AdSense.
Yeah, I'm just going to read what's at the bottom here. The Google AdSense isn't a guaranteed amount every month. Views fluctuate, and so does the payment. Right.
AdSense check. I'm not like looking for that Google's AdSense check because it's never been my base. It's never been my my bread and butter. Like it's not what pays my bills. So obviously I do hair videos and that's my bread and butter. Like, and yeah, I've been doing this for years. I've been full time for like the last 8 years. Like I haven't gone to work for like 8 years now. I've been doing it straight up full time. So you can only imagine, like, it has to be good money. I'm a whole registered nurse and I don't have to work as a registered nurse. And you guys already know registered nurses, they bring in money. So with that being said, y'all can obviously tell, like, you know, I'm doing well. Like in the grand scheme of things, I'm doing really well. So I have the ability where I don't have to work as a nurse. Like I just don't have to. Like I can just do this and it'd be good. But again, times are changing. Times are changing. And
Fair use for the YouTube algorithm so the video doesn't get flagged. Let's keep going.
I kind of feel like I had this feeling in January of 2025, the beginning of this year. Mind you, time is moving so fast. Like we're almost at the half of the year. How is that fucking possible? Like we're almost at the half of the year, yo. Is that not crazy? So in the beginning of this year, I already had like this like little eerie feeling. Y'all know this orange man is in office and there's like all these new things happening, tariffs and stuff like that.
She just called Trump an orange man. Okay, let's keep going.
They try to scare us about TikTok coming off. All this type of like, you know, fear mongering has been going on. And in the midst of the fear mongering, as someone like me who has like anxiety, you know, like I have ADHD, so, you know, I'm a procrastinator when it comes to stuff. I already knew in January that I need to figure something out. But again, with me, God always blesses me. Every single time I think like, oh, I gotta figure this out. God is always putting things in my pocket or putting things in my hand. So then I kind of like forget the goal that I had or what I need to start doing. So in the beginning of this year, I was talking to you guys about how I'm trying to prepare to pivot. And when I mean pivot in the sense that I need to go and pick up some shifts. Like I'm not about to sit here holding my glizzy in my hand and waiting for everything to fall apart. And I felt like last week a few days ago when I got this email, it was just kind of like one of those like, all right, girl, you gave it 5 months, guys. God gave you a couple of months to, you know, do what you have to do, whatever, but you have to pay attention to the time. So again, I'm saying this for me. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm not the type of person to sit around and wait for things to crumble and fall. And again, like I'm not in a bad position at all, but I just don't like to be behind. I don't want to be left behind and I don't want to be sitting around waiting. And I'm just not that type of girl. So the email that I got this past week was a package that I have coming in from a hair company. And again, the hair companies are my bread and butter. Like that's how I make my money. It's sponsorship money. I get paid my money and I go about my business. You know what I'm saying? And
she's gonna give me details, but she keeps mentioning I understand if she doesn't, but I'm just kind of wondering if she's gonna share like a dollar amount of how much she's getting paid, whether it be AdSense or is there some NDAs involved as far as her not being able to share how much she's getting paid by these sponsors? It's just very vague. So it's kind of hard to react to unless she shares the numbers. Let's see if she does.
It's good money. Like I'll be transparent with you guys. Like I work as a hair influencer and obviously my channel is a mixed channel. So I do other types of contents as well, vlogs, travel vlogs, stuff like that. But again, the most money that I make is through sponsorship. So in a single month with my sponsorship money, which is, like I said, my bread and butter, I can clear out about like 10K to 15K. On a good month, I can make $20,000. So.
Okay, during the holidays, I've been able to make 30 to 40K in a single month. So look, there's a missing piece to the puzzle. I agree that's good money, but like what kind of lifestyle does she have that she feels like she needs to go back to nursing, she said go back to nursing. That doesn't necessarily mean going back to a job because there are plenty of nurses that work as independent contractors and they'll be at a hospital for 3 to 6 month stints or sometimes 18-month contracts because I get some nurses through corporate housing for some of my rental properties on Airbnb. So she might not necessarily be going back to a job, but why does she feel like she needs to return to that world if she's pulling in so much money per month? Like, there's some missing here. Like, what kind of lifestyle is she living? Is she living beyond her means. Let's hear what she has to say.
And that's, again, as a hair influencer, that's what I do. So
Okay.
Y'all get what I'm trying to say with this, right? So I got the email from the company, and you guys know that this orange man, has started up this tariff business, right? So of course, I'm like, okay, I don't really see anybody on here, because what I'm going to do first is look for research. I'm going to go on TikTok and research hair influencing going down, or I type it in like, or tariffs ruining hair business, like stuff like that. I even came on YouTube to find anyone else that's talking about the disparities of being a hair influencer and influencer in general. And I haven't heard anyone say anything. And that's the thing about social media. Social media is so fake. Why are you not giving information out that's pertinent to the career? A lot of y'all want to be influencers, and in order to be an influencer, you need sponsorships. Views ain't gonna.
Okay, that's not true. You don't need sponsorships to be an influencer. That's the path that she took. In fact, this is a good parallel between the first woman it reacted to and her. You know, she shared there's a business owner path, although I disagree with her separating the two paths, like YouTube content creator, business owner. If you're a business owner, then you're going to prioritize selling your digital products or selling your products or getting leads so you can do your service for your clients over pleasing the YouTube algorithm. Although, like I said, the YouTube algorithm should be secondary and still be in the equation if you're going to do it that way. You don't have to touch a sponsorship deal. And there's plenty of people that are making like 10 or 20K a month just off of their online business, whether it be selling digital courses or memberships or digital downloads or through their Patreons or affiliate marketing or YouTube AdSense revenue, or a combination of all those things that stem from their one or two businesses. And they don't even touch sponsorships. In fact, some creators don't touch sponsorships because they don't want to be held accountable from someone and be told what type of content they have to make. So you don't have to take brand deals or sponsorships to be an influencer. That's just not the case. That is her path. That's how she achieved it based on what she said, and that's cool. But you can achieve it in multiple different ways. That's all I'm going to say.
To cure you all the way. Like, y'all already see the algorithm. It's dying. Like, people that used to get 100,000 views on the video getting like 30,000. Like, it's not the same anymore. So let's be motherfucking for real.
Well, she's an OG YouTuber, as she claimed herself, and I would agree. So it probably is different from when she first started. I don't have anything else to say about that. I would just say that the quality of views matters more than the quantity now. And it kind of really makes you lean closer to probably being some type of business owner so that you can make your money a variety of ways. But if you're strictly just like a YouTube content creator or influencer, perhaps things are getting more limiting in that regard. But I never push for someone to strictly just be a YouTube content creator. You need to be a business owner first and a YouTube content creator second. Or you can flip that scenario, but both of them need to be in the equation. Even if you're just a full-time like entertainer like type of channel, you need to be selling merch. You need to have your own Patreon. Like there's other things you need to be doing in addition to the content creation that are complementary. Even if you're not going to be offering some kind of product or service because you're not an information-based influencer.
So the email basically was the tracking number for one of the wig reviews that I have, right? So the first thing that I'm going to think about, okay, I'm getting a tracking number, right? Okay, it's going to be DHL, FedEx, or one of those that I use. My lashes just keep falling out on this eye. It's pissing me off. So it's going to be like DHL, UPS, one of those that I usually, get my packages sent to, right? Y'all, tell me why the company sent me this different link, and it's through like a different courier, or whatever it is. I'm crossing my fingers that there is no tariffs that I have to pay for, but you can already tell now the regular distributors that used to send us wigs, like DHL, FedEx, and all that, they are no longer taking the stuff from China. Now, this guy was talking about this stuff since April. And again, holding my glizzy in my hand, just sitting here waiting for things to evolve, which that's not something that I used to do, but I kind of feel like once you become an influencer, you become too comfortable. And we're going to talk about that.
I agree. I've had stints in my influencer career, if you will, where I've gotten too comfortable. Then I've regretted it. I would argue that the whole like invalid traffic thing with YouTube, like Google AdSense, was a symptom of me being too comfortable. I should have been much more aggressive in promoting my own products and services. Then I'm not saying it hurt me hugely in the first place because I had other sources of money, but it was enough to annoy me. If I was more aggressive initially, then it wouldn't even matter all that much. I do agree with you.
So he said this last month, and the tariffs are already in place for China. A lot of us, most of our sponsorships come from China. Everything that we have in here is from China. Like my iPad, my camera, my lights, they're from China. In order for me to do this production, everything that I have in this production right here is from China. So again, he said he's going to put that 125% tariff on China, whatever it was, he did it. So literally, guys, it is May 9th. And when I tell you guys, the stuff has already started to transpire. And on top of that stuff, the economy is already bad. Like what we used to make back then is not the same now. And I make even more money now. And I'm telling y'all, it's enough, but it's not what it used to be. Pre-COVID, a motherfucker was balling. And I wasn't even making as much money as I'm making now, which is fucking crazy.
All right, she's starting to drop the F-bomb, so we might have to. I think this is probably a good place to conclude it because I can tell she's starting to get energetic. She's gonna be dropping the F-bombs. We don't want YouTube flagging the video. I am kind of. I want to know like why. How do I phrase this? Like what kind of expenses does she have where like 10, 20, $30,000? Well, let's take the low end of what she said because she said things are starting to get hard. Well, she didn't say that. She's going back to the nursing, so I'm just assuming that. So let's just say $10,000 per month. I'm just wondering, like, what kind of expenses does she have where that's really a problem? That's the missing part of the equation. She might share it late in the video. I'm not sure. Now, the video is over 37 minutes long, so we're not going to watch the whole thing. So if y'all want to check her video out, her video will be linked in the description. This is from Dominic A. And that's just my only question. I said everything I wanted to say as far as commentary on what she had to say. A lot is based on her experience as an influencer, and that's fair. But they're just certain parts of it just were objectively wrong. There are other people making money various ways, and it's important to know about all these ways and utilize as many of them as possible so that when one area is affected, you can still be receiving money from other areas. And sometimes like one area is downgraded, but it increases in another area. So it still balances it out. And even if that's not the case and one area just starts to go down, which in her case is sponsorships, well, it didn't hurt so much if you have 6 other sources of income coming in.
Sup everyone. Hopefully you're enjoying the material that you're watching right now at this moment. Most people in today's world want to make money on their own terms. They also want the standard American dream that we've all been sold. For the most part, that entails getting a house, setting yourself up for retirement, and having a decent investment portfolio. That's cool and all, but have you ever asked the question, why exactly is there support to have all that stuff as an employee, but not as someone who's a freelancer, a business owner, or someone who's self-employed? I've asked that same question too. That's why I've decided to start the Self-Made Business Academy. Unfortunately, when you decide to go into business for yourself, there's not as many resources that I would like to see helping you facilitate that transition. We often have so many questions such as, how are we going to get our leads for business? How does marketing work? And what are the tactics and strategies that will work best for my personality type? And finally, while most people would desire to get a house, the process for qualifying for a mortgage for a house or even a higher tier apartment in the middle of downtown is different for someone who is self-employed versus someone who works a job. If you want support through all these endeavors and more, I would encourage you to join the Self-Made Business Academy. By joining the Self-Made Business Academy Pro Group, you'll get access to all current existing courses as well as future ones, access to our PDF library and frameworks, workshop replays, and all playbooks. In addition to this, you'll be able to join our weekly office hours where you'll get to talk to me about some of the issues you may be facing as a self-employed person once per week. You'll also get access to live webinar training events and invites to in-person meetups if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and early access to new products. So if you've left the 9-to-5 or you aspire to leave the 9-to-5 one day, and you want to know not only how to survive in this world of being self-employed, but also thrive in the process, join the Self-Made Business Academy today. Click the link in the description to get started.